because I wasn't raised with violence. You know what I mean? Because my mom, like I said, divorced my dad before I was old enough to even know what violence was. So when I see now, and I know it does go on just by doing the phenomenal act and all that, but even before that, I'm like, this is really, wow. And what man is going to tell? They'd be embarrassed to say that they allowed this, you know? So I am so against violence. Pardon me?
With a story like yours, I believe that sometimes it gets watered down because you can take. There's women that's going to hear this right now that are going through exactly what you're going through, and they think it's okay. But then there's a whole other group of women. I mean, it's almost a culture now where they will do everything. They know that a man is not supposed to hit a woman, so therefore they abuse that right, and they basically put him in a box to do that to him. And then when he does it, they're saying, oh, this is domestic abuse and this guy hit the woman. I think that's why Whoopi Goldberg made that statement.
Yeah, well, they're absolutely wrong to do that. I mean, violence is bad. I don't care who's doing it. It's just bad. It's just bad because you loving someone, you're not supposed to be hurting someone, you know, physically or mentally. So, no, it's bad. I'm not saying, oh, the woman has the right and the man doesn't. No, it's bad. It's bad.
This moment is not about tap water nor your favorite bottled water. This is about alkaline water. Call a distributor today to discuss finance options. 1-800-660-9431. Change your water, change your life. Now back to your favorite podcast.
I know how I raised my sons. My sons, you know, don't, you know, put their hands on women. One of my sons was abused just by her cheating on him. As far as he never mentioned her hitting him. I know she had a little bit of a temper, but he never mentioned it.
If she did hit him,
I would be very, very upset because violence, like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. If you're violent against another person, there's really no reason to hit people unless you're in a boxing ring. It's just bad. It's just bad. And no, if I had heard, she would have heard from me. She would have heard from me.
Okay.
Because it's definitely wrong.
Okay, so I want to shift gears just for a moment. You were talking about, you mentioned a support group that you were in.
Yes.
And maybe, because you know best, of course, but I can only imagine if you've been in a relationship with someone and they're physically abusing you, mentally abusing you, or all of the above, you probably think you're the only person that's going through this. How important was that support group for you from that perspective?
The support group was my life jacket. I don't know what I would have done without Women Aware. I really don't know what I would have done.
Did you think that you were the only one prior to that support group? Did you think by any chance that you were the only one going through this?
Well, not when I talked to some sisters in my hall. They told me instances. It didn't happen to people I knew. It was like maybe their sister or somebody. I'm like, wow. And then when I went to the support group and saw a man, that was shocking I thought he was there with his daughter or something. I didn't know. Because usually support group is generally just the people that are involved. There's no outsiders unless you have, even the children are not in the room. The children are out. They have babysitting for the children. So I'm thinking, oh, he must be here. I didn't know until he was introduced. And I'm like, wow. But to know that it happens every age. There was women older than me. When there was a woman 70 that was in my support group that was being abused. There was a woman killed that year that was 70 something in Middlesex County. So it was a shocker to know how across the board it is, all nationalities. I mean, everybody was represented. Indian, Spanish, black, white. I didn't know the demographics. I didn't know, I knew some stuff from Oprah or different, but until, like, when you're in a support group and it's in your area and you see all these people from around your area, it's like, goodness, sometimes there's 14 of us in that room at one time. I'm like, wow. And then you see all age groups, and it's really, but getting back to your question, I couldn't have done it with, sure, I prayed. I have a strong bond with God and all that, but you need support. You need support from those that have either been there or have answers to what to do next or whatever. It's very necessary.